For my primary self-defense, I typically go with a subcompact pistol. For me, I like the double stack because I like to be able to use magazines of a larger model, just like this Glock 26. You know, I can put all the way up to 33 round magazines in this gun, but there are times where maybe being out and about, maybe traveling on the road, maybe in civil unrest, and definitely in SHTF, having something more capable could really get you out of a tight spot and possibly save your life. A lot of us carry what we call our go bags in our car. Maybe it's a truck gun. While having a larger pistol is great, I want to talk about really being the most prepared you can be in an SHTF situation. Now, most of us have personal preferences for our primary firearm, whether it's an AR-15, an AK, or a myriad of other type rifles that are out on the market. A lot of guys have different choices, and that's one of the great things. There are a lot of choices, but one of the problems with a rifle is it has to be 16 inches is the minimum length of the barrel, and because of that, it's going to be long. Anything less than that is either considered an SBR or a pistol. So while my choice is an AR-15 rifle for my home defense weapon, the AR-15 pistol is a great go-between. This can be used effectively as a home defense firearm, but it can also be great in a car gun, and that means like on trips. Let's say that possibly the environment around is very high with maybe civil unrest, with mobs, with rioting, with protesters, whatever you've got going on, having something a little more capable is really preferred. I know just a few months ago we had some rioting that was going on here in our city, and my daughter was at work and she was passing close by that area. And so one of the things that I was concerned about was her getting caught in some of those riots. What I ended up doing was I packed some stuff in my vehicle and I just drove up there and escorted her home. You know, while guys, some of you may say this is a little far-fetched, I don't think anybody needs to run around with an AR-15 in their vehicle, there are times where this could be the difference between you making it home and not. Now, first and foremost, you need to know your local, state, federal laws. It's really important to know those, especially when you're carrying a firearm in your vehicle. Know what you can and can't do. There are a lot of restrictions in some states, and in others it's pretty free. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the advantages and disadvantages of having a pistol versus having an AR pistol or a pistol in different configurations that shoots 9mm. The 9mm, you're going to have a little more velocity out of the longer barrel, so you're going to get really more toward plus P plus type velocity. Also, one of the big things with this is the sight radius, or putting a sight on here with the longer barrel. You're going to be able to get out to distance. I mean, you can shoot out to 100 yards with this without any trouble, and accurately. So that's going to be good. I mean, of course, obviously there are guys, and I've even done it, I can shoot 100 yards with a pistol, but to really be consistent and to get quick shots, you're going to have some advantages with the AR pistol setup. They both use Glock mag, so all I have to do really is drop this, throw in a Glock mag, you know, and I've got the same firepower as far as 33 rounds, but again, I've got the extension, plus if I have a brace on it, that gives me something to be able to get better accuracy, definitely being able to rest it on my shoulder. The only thing is, when you're going with 9mm versus 5.56, your 5.56 is going to really be able to get range, a longer range, and you're not going to be able to get that with 9mm. So now, as far as advantages of a handgun, you've got, you know, your 33 round magazines, so that doesn't really give your larger AR 9mm pistol any advantage that way. And plus, this is so easy to conceal. Also, maneuvering it in a car or in anywhere, the weight's a lot lighter. There's a lot of things that way. But there are definitely advantages to a rifle design pistol, whether it carries 9mm, 5.56, 7.62 by 3.9, or whatever. Now here we have two AR-15s, the rifle configuration, and then a pistol. This is probably the smallest pistol form that you can have with the PDW brace, and then with the 6.5-inch barrel. It is a very small package. And then with the rifle, with the 16-inch barrel, which is minimum legal length for a standard rifle, if you go with the SBR, you're getting into more difficulty. And then we have our stock, which is collapsible. So even here, we have a considerable difference in size. And as you can see here, it's not as much of a difference in this direction. it's mainly in this direction. We're talking close to 10 inches in difference. So that gives you a lot of leeway. But what's really important is not only is it a smaller package and easier to pack, easier to conceal, but it's also easier to maneuver in a vehicle. Now here we have a 10-inch barrel, and as you can see, even this, we have a lot of difference between the two, at least 6 inches. Now here we have an AK-47, and this of course is the pistol form. With the brace, you're getting a lot of stability. You know, these come with a lot in that Draco type configuration without a stock or without a brace. They're very short, very compact, but with 7.62 by 3.9, it's difficult to control. It's more just a kind of a spray and pray kind of situation. This gives you a lot of stability, whether you just ride your cheek on here or you put this on your shoulder. You got your 30-round magazine, so you got a lot of capability. The ultimate package would be a folding adapter for your brace to be able to bring that together. This would make it much shorter than even your AR-15 because your AR-15 has a buffer tube. Now as far as the 9mm, you've got your standard AR that goes with the 9. This is one of the CMMG guards, takes the Glock mags. And then we have one of the blades on here, the Shockwave blades. This makes a good small package. But then we have the Zenith, and this is the ZP5. It's an HK MP5 clone. One thing that I love about this is the compact size. The barrel is much smaller, as you can see, much shorter. The magazines, you know, you've got 32-round magazines, but what I love about this brace is that I can just fold it over. Now for 9mm, that is an incredible package. I mean, it's tiny, it's small. Now you're going to have less distance to be able to get out to with this barrel, but I think it's still going to be very acceptable. And then two, it does come with a mount that you can fit here to put a red dot on it if you like. This is, to me, one of the coolest and smallest, most compact options of the bunch. One thing that you can do with your AR pistol is put one of the Law's tactical mounts on here, but those things run a couple of $100s to $250. But you know, you got to decide what you want to invest in your setup. That would really make this system tiny. Now as far as maneuverability in the vehicle, that definitely needs to be considered. And that's one thing about a handgun that really excels. It's small, it's compact, you can hide it, you can conceal it, but yet you can have it on the ready, you can bring it up very quickly, deploy it quickly. Whether it's outside of a window, whether you need to get out of your vehicle, getting out can be a chore, especially with the rifle. But with a handgun, it definitely gives you a lot of advantages. But again, all the disadvantages of a handgun. When it comes to a rifle, it's heavier, it's got a longer barrel, it's unwieldy. With the door closed, I would definitely be locked in. With the window open, or the door open, it makes it a little easier. But even here, if I wanted to deploy this, it would be very difficult. The 16-inch barrel, here it is. I'd have to have it in very unnatural positions to be able to use it. So even if with the door closed, here I need to use it, I'm pulling it up. I'm not really getting any advantage because I can't shoulder it. And until I shoulder it, but then of course it's sticking out the front. So this is definitely something that you know, can be very difficult to maneuver in a vehicle. When it comes to an AR pistol, I've got it right here. I can tuck it in, I can keep it low, and if I need it, I'm ready. I mean, this is definitely, I've got it where I need it, or even putting it on my cheek without resting it on my shoulder. This gives you a lot of advantages. I'd rather have 3 points of contact here, my cheek, and my hand, even if I'm not shouldering it. If I bring it into my shoulder, I have 4 points of contact. With a regular handgun, I only have 2 tops, and sometimes only 1. I can have my pistol close by, so when I pull it out, you know, this is very handy, and it's easy to maneuver. Now, one thing that I think would be an excellent choice for this would be the Shockwave 12 gauge. It's so tiny, it's so short, and it's devastating firepower. You're limited to rounds, but up close and personal, it would be incredible. I don't really see, though, that in a long-term kind of situation, a handgun would probably be even more suited. But that's one of the big advantages of the AR-15 pistol is the 30-round magazines, carrying multiple 30-round magazines and getting the distance. Now, I wanted to bring in one of my go bag setups. We just went to Charleston this past weekend. I had this system set up. If you haven't already seen it, I have a whole go bag video that I've uploaded just recently, so you want to check that out. But this is the setup that I have for this pistol, and it is an AR pistol. I have a trauma kit. I have a mag pouch for one of my mags. These other mags can slip into my pockets, especially if I'm wearing some kind of cargo pants or tactical pants. Extra magazine for my pistol, also a flashlight, a knife, multi-tool. This AR has a weapons light on it. It's one of the Surefire X300 Ultras, and have a little face scarf and a ball cap. And the bag is a compact rifle case from Vism. I find these on eBay, and in fact I found this one at the gun show. But they're fairly reasonable. I mean, they're like from 35 to 40 bucks, and they're the perfect size. They're not the highest quality. They do have MOLLE straps, and they have, you know, dividers and things where you can really do it, and Velcro all the way around it. I mean, this is a very versatile bag, and if you're just going to keep something tucked away, this works great. Hard use, you know, I don't know. It's actually done pretty well. Now, guys, well, I'm not saying that you need to carry one of these everywhere you go if you're running up to the store. But, you know, if you're traveling, you're on the road, if you may be caught in some kind of political upheaval of some sort or social unrest, you know, it's great to have options. And, you know, these things are made to just get you home safely and your family. And guys, again, make sure you check your local, federal, state laws. And guys, also joining an association. I'm a member of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. They have a lot of resources there, and they have legal defense if you ever get in trouble. That's a great resource. And also there's the Nra Carry Guard. That's another way to be able to protect yourself, and I'm sure there are other state and local things. But when you carry a firearm, there's a lot of responsibility, but there can also be a lot of legality. So just be careful and know your laws. And guys, if you're serious about prepping and survival, check out Survival Dispatch Insider. I upload one video a week that is exclusive to the Insider. And there's a lot of great contributors that have come in, and it's a wonderful way to get organized and to make sure that you have your holes filled, and just a lot of information, again, about survival and about prepping. And I'll have a link down below in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. But this is the setup that I have for this rifle. And this is the protected as well. And this wind is freaking crazy. Well, there goes my shade. This was all a farce. You thought I was in this nice shade, and my shade's gone.